This program is proudly brought to you by the VAFA Live Official app. With live scores, team stats, player stats and much, much more. Everything you need for the VAFA in the palm of your hand. Download it from the App Store or Google Play now.
This is Liam Healy for Complete Sports Management. We're down here at the Snake Pit where St Bernard's have just defeated Uni Blues by 7 points. Here with the St Bernard senior coach, Mark Bomber Riley. Bomber, you spoke about during the week trying to get a win over one of those big four clubs. How pleasing it is to see that sort of performance today?
Yeah, it was good. I think, Liam, we've had a pretty tough 6 weeks and we've been building. We played a pretty good half against St Kevin's and then we're overrun in the second half. And I thought we were better than the scoreboard indicated last week, just like a bit of polish going forward of centre, and that hurt us a bit today in the start of the last where we had a couple of opportunities to find free targets. But what was really pleasing today is that we're pretty hard to score against. I think we kept them to 3 goals for about 3 quarters, and they did get a bit of a run on in the second, but overall I thought we guarded their switch pretty well. Tackling in the first half, too many broken tackles, but we improved that in the second half, so just really pleased for our guys. We haven't dropped off, we haven't dropped our bundle, and we got a couple back from the injury sheds today, one in the reserves in Josh, and Harry Kennedy played his first game since I think the last time we played the Blues, and good player, and Simon will probably come back after the long bye, Simon Caven, who's pretty inspirational and pretty instrumental in our best footy. Yeah. And we've still got to keep working on tidying up the use of the ball, but I thought our intent, led by Bentic and Kazuro, and I thought the wingers did a good job today, Connor Riley and Sam Woods and Sabald when he was there, to just hold their width and then drive us back our way. So yeah, good for the lads.
Yep. And you spoke about Adam Bentic, had 32 disposals today, and really when you knew Blues were coming at you in that second quarter, he was really the shining light, keeping you guys in the game. He seems to get better with age, doesn't he?
Yeah, I said to his father when I saw about halfway through the last quarter and about 4 blokes landed on him, and he's had a distinguished football career at all levels. I bet you he wakes up Sunday morning and says, what am I doing this for, bruised and battered, but his use of the ball under pressure is both by hand and foot is just great. He's a great leader, a great guy, and he does it without pomp or ceremony.
And someone from the old guard, someone from the young guard in Luke Delizio probably played his best game of the season today, playing a lot more through the midfield and was able to, obviously he knows how to kick goals, and when he went forward he really took his chances. Yeah.
Yes, he's a good mark, Luke, so we're really encouraging him to go for his marks, and he took a couple of pearlers last week against Abs, and I thought he probably took 4 or 5 good, strong overhead marks again when he gets that sort of third up jump at the pack or the contest, and kicked a very steadying goal, didn't he, from a difficult shot. We're still working on his handball. He loves to kick the ball, even in scenarios where he should handball. But yeah, his form in the last 2 or 3 weeks is really on the way up, which is great because he's a good young kid. And one of the difficult things with the lads who train away from our club, it's great that they're on VFL lists and they get exposure to that. But we play our system and our style, so it can be difficult, particularly for the forwards, Michael Caven and Eden Sabald, who train away, and then they come at 2 o'clock and have to develop a chemistry and connection with your team. So that, I guess all clubs are in that same boat. But yeah, good. Luke he's going well. He's going well now. It's good.
And lastly, had a milestone today with Jack McNamara playing his 50th game for the club. Seems to be finding a real steadying form, kicked another 3 goals today, and was just a real presence up forward for you guys.
I think Jack, when he competes and just gets busy, when he's just in the game, that's why I like throwing him in the ruck when he dries up or goes a bit cold in the forward line. If he just gets busy, he's a big, powerful unit, big man with a good set of hands, and he's got great explosive pace. So when he's busy, the lads around him grow, Oleg, because when he plays with physicality and and energy, yeah, he's such a really hard opponent to match up on. You know, you saw in that third quarter a couple of times when we whacked the ball deep and the Uni Blues were good enough to get 2 or 3 down there, and he halved the ball. And they're just worth their weight in gold in a football team where you can get a lock in your forward line when you're outnumbered by 2, and then you get a ball up and the cavalry comes and you set up behind the ball. They're just so important. I mean, I count them as, you know, they're just as imperative as the 3 goals he kicked, those lock-ins when we're outnumbered.
Well, Bomber, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the win. And next up, my colleague Dom will be joined by the coach of Uni Blues.
Thanks. I'm now with the Uni Blues coach, Heath Jamieson. Heath, you played a very good second quarter. You were able to kick 5 goals to get some good scoreboard pressure, but ultimately it probably was a game where you were majority outplayed by a better side, and they were able to keep you scoreless in the third quarter. You were able to have some opportunities late to get back into the game, but ultimately it wasn't enough. What do you think was the main downfall with a loss to St Bernard's today?
I just think our effort and intensity, we're picking and choosing when we want to bring that. I think the last few weeks has been well down in that, and we're really disappointed. I just spoke to the boys there, and I think we're really good when we run on top of the ground, but unfortunately footy's not like that. You know, you've got to bring more effort, more intensity. We're turning on and off too much throughout games at the moment. Got a lot of good players down as well, you know, which have gone back into their shells. You know, the grass is getting a little bit more muddy, it's getting a little bit colder, and we've got a few guys that probably aren't playing to their full potential. So yeah, we need to get out of it. That's all right. That's footy. You know, we've also know that we've played some really good footy this year. Last 2 weeks haven't probably been to our standard, but you know, there's only one way to get out of it. That's to work hard, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah, you had a bit of drama before the game started where one of your players, JT, was pinged a hammy during the warm-up, and you had to make a late change. You had to call up, I think it was Baker from the reserves to basically back up and again play for the seniors. And he was able to kick a goal for his efforts, and he got a few opportunities up front, but having something like that before the game starts cannot be ideal with your preparation.
Yeah, no, not ideal for our preparation. We got word probably 2 minutes before we were about to run out that Jack Townley had done his hamstring in the warm-up, so we had to make that quick change. Baker came up and played okay, but his body sort of shut down halfway through the third quarter, I think, which is fair enough. He's played about 7 quarters here today, so but it was a good effort from Baker to play for us. Obviously not ideal losing a player in the warm-up, something that's pretty foreign to me, but you know, you'd rather it probably go in the warm-up than in the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And so, unfortunately, the last 2 results haven't gone your way, and next week you're back at home against St Kevin's, and that's going to be another major challenge for your boys. How would you look to bounce back from tonight's loss and then going into next week against St Kevin's?
Oh, it's a must-win game for us now. You know, we have to, if we want to stay to where we are, you know, in that top half of the ladder, we have to beat St Kevin's next week. That's just that's the end of it. You know, we can't afford to come out next week with with the effort that we have in the past fortnight. So it's up to the players to turn that around. I'm sure they will. They're a pretty proud group. They'll lick their wounds. We move on pretty quickly from losses, you know. So we'll see how we go next week.
Well, commiserations on the result once again today, Heath. But as always, we thank you for your time. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Dom.
That's Dom here wrapping up at St Bernard's, where they have defeated Uni Blues by 7 points.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.